Welcome everyone. This is Andrea from Each Lovely Thing, and today we're going to share how to make your own cat skeleton felt plushie. You can see here that I will be peeling off my stencil. I work with freezer paper. It is the best tool if you're working with shapes, including very tiny ones like you will see in this tutorial. So here I just cut around the shapes. I'll cut through the eyes as well, and just go over all of the little pieces. You can reuse your freezer paper until it no longer sticks. So I peel off my shapes and I just put them on the side for me to keep making my shapes as well. So after I go ahead and I cut off the face and the ears, I am just showing here out of the embroidery thread. It comes in 6 strands and I'm just using 2 of them for throughout the whole project for every single applique that I'm doing, including the closure of the body. So over here I'm just doing the applique stitch. It is super simple, just to go over the shape, and then after the ears are done, I'll go ahead and start on the face, and I decide to go through the eyes first. Now, goes by preference, and people prefer not to even worry about stitching the inside, but for me, because we're going to be filling it in with some polyfill after, I prefer to have it stitched down so it doesn't bulge after it's filled. Now I noticed that the face was sort of moving a little bit, so I just decided to go ahead and pin it in place while I finish up. So you're going to go around the inside of the eyes, the inside of the nose, and around all the face. And it gets a little tricky around the teeth, but I promise you it's worth it. So once you finish up with the face, you're going to go ahead and either stitch or glue your ribs. I prefer to stitch. It is just, to me, the easiest and it lasts longer. So I'll go ahead and I'll stitch all 4 of the ribs here that I made for the little cat. And once the ribs are done, I'll go ahead and move to the next thing. You can see here on the top corner that there is the little paws. I went ahead off camera and I just already stitched the bones, but I'm going ahead and just showing the little bones again. It's exactly the same. You just go around the whole shape with your 2 strands, just attaching it to the form. And then you're going to want to go ahead and just attach both sides of the tail and fill it if you desire to. You can also put something to make it bendable. I just decided to fill it with Poly-fil. Didn't worry about putting anything to make it. It held its shape beautifully. And here we are going ahead and just making our pumpkin, which I also decided to fill with Poly-fil. So I just did a back stitch on all the ridges of the pumpkin, and on the outer corner I went ahead and used the blanket stitch. And that's also the same stitch that I'm showing here on the body as well. So you just blanket stitch. I prefer to do it from the bottom corner of the body all the way around to the other corner. It just makes it easier. On my case, for this specific shape, I wanted to go ahead and have it stand up. So I made sure to leave the bottom open just to make sure I could have an extra piece of felt to make the bottom. Over here, my last blanket stitch, I made sure to go through the tail just to make sure to start attaching it to make sure it's firm. The other part of the tail, I am just back stitching. So you back stitch the rest of the tail into both sides of your body. Make sure that you're pinching it together like you can see me. And then right at the very end, as you're almost done attaching your tail, you can go ahead and start with your other blanket stitch there. So I'm just making sure that it's not moving around, and I decide to go ahead and do my first blanket stitch through that tail with the polyfill, just to attach it and start making it all. So you blanket stitch. I decided to use the form that has curved ends, so I'll go around that little bit of curve and then start attaching the bottom. So once it's tight and I realized that's exactly how much I want for the base left, I just went ahead and knotted my thread just while I filled it with polyfill. So that's it. I'm using this amazing Benzie Design tool, and it's just a stuffing tool that really honestly is a game changer. And I can make a post or put it on the comments as well. but that's what I'm using, not sponsored. So now you can see I'm going ahead and blanket stitching the base as well as our form to make sure that everything is nice and stitched up. And that is pretty much it. Once you are done sewing, you can go ahead and just make sure, one, everything is filled equally. I have a couple of forms here, so I just go ahead and make sure that it's all fluffed where I want. And here you go. This is your cat skeleton. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.